Hi guys, welcome to day 3. This is the final video lesson on this week's training, which is all about monetizing your small audience and turning those followers into paid customers and turning cold leads into hot bookings. So I hope you have enjoyed video 1 and video 2 up until this point. If you stumbled across this video before watching the previous lessons, please go back and start from the very beginning, because this video really is all about tying it all together, kind of piecing all the different puzzle pieces to a nice, full, beautiful picture, which all seems to come together and make sense. So it's super important that you go ahead and you check back on video lesson 1 and video lesson 2. Now, the way we deliver our training style is very much what you would be used to when you attended a beauty course. We love our pen to paper and we love our presentations and we love the chance to have our say and, chat it out amongst each other as a team. So what will support this video lesson will be a downloadable PDF, a training manual or a work booklet, whatever you like to call it. And then I will also be giving you that extra level of support this evening at 8 p.m. I will be jumping on and having a quick Q&A live with you, just to really be on hand if you have any questions surrounding this video and the topics that we're about to delve into to support this week's training. So I'm going to just share my notes again here with you, show you that I am constantly preparing for the training because I really want to keep super focused, especially on this final video, because this is where we're going to get really stuck in. This is where we're going to talk about turning those conversations into hot bookings. So conversations into conversions. Now, if you have watched the previous videos, you would remember that I did touch on the housekeeping of your Instagram account, and I like to call it your virtual salon window. I went on to give you an example of when I was a salon owner back in the day, and I didn't have such things as Instagram, unfortunately. And I had to rely on old fashioned methods to get my name out there, to let people see what I offer in my business. And I would do things like pop leaflets on an acrylic board on the windows of my salon, or on the A board on the pavement in the street, and advertise in books like the phone book, and obviously in local businesses with posters, so on and so forth. But times have absolutely changed so dramatically, obviously in the year 2020. So before we really get stuck into this video, I just want to remind you how important it is that you take care to see what's your virtual salon window, which is your grid on Instagram, just to make sure that it is looking its absolute best. So, going back to when I had my salon and I had my physical salon windows, just like you do with your salon windows, you're always making sure that they are clean, they are presentable, they're often showcasing something that you are perhaps pushing for that month, or it's that particular season. And you have to really understand and apply the same energies into your virtual salon window on your Instagram feed, on your grid. Because I'm telling you, people are having a little nose around. They're having a little nosy around the place. And it's really down to you to make sure that what they see, they like, to then make them want to make contact with you if they are approaching you. So that's the first thing. I just kind of want to remind you that you have to make sure, for all of this to pull together, for all of this to work, you do have to bear in mind what you look at the front end, what you look like at the front, and obviously start implementing what we have broken down over the last 2 video sessions. So just as a little recap, on video lesson 1, we got clear with who your ideal client is, or your ideal client avatar. We want to be that business where we are not offering our services to everybody. We want to find who are looking for their problems to be fixed, how you can serve their needs and fix their problem. And ultimately, by doing that process and implementing that in your business, you will be attracting your ideal clients, which keeps them for longer and gives them a higher spend with you, which is obviously what we want for our beauty businesses. So how are you feeling? How are you feeling about your profile? Are you confident with the way it looks? Are you happy with the way that it looks and is presented from the outside? Just make sure that you are happy with all of those things before we start to really seal the deal with this video. So on video 2, we then discussed how to systemize the process when people start speaking to you in your DMs. And this is when people come to you and how you handle that process. I use the analogy of the systems that we are very, very familiar in the nail industry predominantly. And I use it as an example as when we are learning about a gel polish system, for example, we are given the knowledge as why we should carry out our services in a particular sequence. And, you know, we were almost brainwashed really to that point, because we would be too scared to use a different top coat from a different manufacturer, or a different LED lamp or UV lamp to a different manufactured gel polish if it came from a different company, because they're all designed to work within their own systems. So I really want you to take this part of your business on your Instagram account with as important, because if you give this part of your business the respect that it deserves, it will come back and thank you in a way of money, which is exactly what we want it to do. There's always going to be little quiet gaps in your diary. Those are your white areas in your diary or in your online booking software. And what we want to be doing is we want to be spending some precious time on our business, which I call the RGAs, revenue generating activities, that will allow you to still generate money for your business without you being so hands-on with clients. And ultimately, the more you grow this part of the business, I absolutely promise you, you will be able to step away from the desk more, step away from the couch more, and actually even make more money by doing so. So I want to revisit some of the actions that we had put in place for you to implement on video 1 and video 2. I asked you to go and find your ideal client. And to do that, I gave you a little exercise, which a couple of you may have felt a little bit awkward about. But, you know, this is about your business and this is about growing your Instagram account and monetizing on the back of it. I asked you to go and find some accounts in your area that you aspire to be like. I asked you then to look at who is engaging in their accounts or on their accounts and just have a little nosy as to what their interests are. So just to rephrase that again, let's say, for example, you have your salon and you are often having a look at a account on Instagram that you really like the look of. You really are inspired by the way they post. They're getting lots of engagement. You're very impressed with what they're doing. You want your account to do the same, perform the same, look the same. And I don't mean look as in identical with colors and branding and things like that. I just mean to perform just as well, if not better. And I then asked you to have a look at who is commenting underneath their posts. And I then asked you to kind of have a look at those people with a little bit more detail as to what their interests are, what their demographic is, where are they located, how old are they, those kind of things. That is going to really help you, because there's obviously millions and millions of people on Instagram and you have a lot to offer your business. And there's a lot of people demographically within your area that will absolutely want to come to your business for you to fix their problem. So remember what I've said in previous videos, you as a beauty boss are a problem solver. People are coming to your business because they have a problem that they need fixing. And that's exactly what you do as a beauty professional. So the way you find these customers, so we're going to get really into the process now. So what I wanted you to do was have a look at these people that are commenting and following the accounts that you aspire to be like. And then I would like you to give their comment a little like, perhaps even comment on something that they post on their feed. And if you're super brave and you want to go all in, then even maybe give them a little follow. Now, you don't have to follow them, okay? This isn't a way of bait and switch, I think is what the process is called in some sales tactics. We do not need to go down that road. We do not need to follow people to expect them to then, be on their radar and want to follow us back or start being nosy on our accounts. We don't need to do the follow straight away. This strategy is not really about that. This is about liking what they have to say, so they can see that you are, reading their comments and you are interested in their problem, and even commenting and engaging with them. Now, the next thing I want you to do is have a look at their bios, okay? So your ideal clients, but they are engaging on someone else's Instagram account. I want you to check on their bios. So have a little read. What are their interests? How many followers do they have? And those kind of things. Then I want you to go and create a spreadsheet, and I want you to add all the people that you have followed. Now, I can't remember in last night's video whether I suggested that you did this for 30 accounts. So let's just say it's 30 accounts. If you're a bit overwhelmed with this strategy, or is time not on your side, then maybe start with 10. This is all about scaling, and it's very much a new part of your business and growing your beauty business through Instagram. So if you want to take it in smaller steps, by all means, start with 10. It is a numbers game. It just does mean that you may get a slightly lower conversion rate. So, the more people you engage with, the more conversations you strike up, obviously, the more bookings you are likely to take through Instagram. So that part is very much down to you and your time, and how much time and energy and focus you can put into this strategy. So we're going to check on the bios of your ideal clients that you are seeing comment on someone else's account. Okay, you're then going to like what they say and what they're saying on that someone else's account, and you're going to comment and you're going to engage with those. Now, the next thing I want you to do, I want you to go and create a spreadsheet, and I want you to write all the accounts that you have engaged with. I then want you to send them a little message and just say, hey, I saw that you were interested in XYZ. I just thought I'd let you know that I can fix your problem, or I offer XYZ. Would you be interested to find out more? This is super important, guys. This is not you dumping a video or a photo or a before and after nail set or lash set or whatever in their DMs. This is you reaching out and starting a conversation. Okay, so they know who you are because they've seen your like. You may have already had a bit of engagement with them publicly through commenting and showing that you are in the same place as them, or you totally get the problem they have because you're the problem fixer. And then, like I say, once you take it to the DMs and you start hitting them with a gentle direct message and just say, hey, I can see what you're saying. I absolutely get it. I can help you with XYZ. Would you like more information about this? I can help you with this. This part is super important because you need them to opt in. You need them to come back to you and say, yes, I would like to hear from you, or yes, that would sound great. Then you come back to them with your high value content that we discussed in yesterday's video. So remember, my homework for you guys yesterday was to go away and create a high value piece of content. In our case, I would very much suggest that it is in the form of a video or a reel. It could also be a quiz. I gave you examples of what we do as Beauty Boss, and we are an online training provider. So our high value content pieces is more like downloadable PDFs and books and blogs and success planners and things like that. But where you are so hands-on and you are all about transformation, a high value piece of content for you would definitely be a video, because video is king right now. Even better if you can send them a reel. But what you're basically saying is, I can fix your problem. You're giving them the opportunity to say, okay, show me how. And then you are then going to send them your freebie, your free piece of content. Then leave it. Okay, don't be too salesy at this point. Leave it. If the chat and the conversation organically grows and takes form because they are coming to you with questions, by all means answer those questions. If they haven't, people are busy. Everyone's working, everyone's busy, everyone's got a busy life. Maybe they just need a little bit of time to take it in. Maybe they're about to get in the car and drive somewhere. So it says seen along the bottom, but they haven't really seen it because they're too busy. I, for one, do stuff like that all the time. I have a quick look at something, but I'm a bit busy doing something else and I don't quite get back to them straight away. And that's fine. So then what you do is you go back to your spreadsheet, and if they are interested in your value, your high value content, as in your freebie, then go back to your spreadsheet, give it a little tick, and then make sure you document the date and the time that gives you an indication as when they're online and they're more active on their account. And then document those pieces of data to allow you the best time of the day to go back to them and follow up to see if they have any further questions. So let's say it's Monday and you've sent them a freebie, your high value piece of content. By the Wednesday, I would then drop in another DM and just follow up. That's all you're doing, and just saying, hi, just checking in, seeing if you've got any questions you'd like me to answer. Now, if you're super confident in this part of the process and you're familiar with voice notes, I think we all fly, I mean, for me, as an example, I fly voice notes out to everybody on Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp because it's just my style. If that's your thing, and if you're confident with voice notes, I would even suggest that you go in with a little voice note to them in their DMs to follow up and see if they have any more questions for you. Because I think that's a really nice way for people to kind of get a vibe from you, to hear your voice. Does your voice match what they've seen on your grid? Perhaps they've obviously had a little nosy in your stories and things like that. But I think it's a really nice way for people to find you approachable and to see whether they get towards that more likable factor. Remember, we spoke yesterday on yesterday's video lesson where we talked about how people get to know you, like you, and trust you. This is all part of the process, all coming together very, very nicely. So, okay, what we're doing is we are leading with value. I don't think at this stage, with the way that people are communicating on Instagram now, a photo will just cut it. I just really want to go back to that point about your high value content really does need to be along the lines of a video or a demonstration, maybe a demo makeover, maybe a little video on a how-to, maybe a great transformation journey if it's a body wrap, perhaps, all those kind of things. They need to believe what you're saying on the front end of your business. So once you've done that, and once you've reached out, and once you've started that conversation, and once you follow back, I mean, in some cases you might not even need to. It may just go organically that way and you get the booking, which is great. But you definitely need to follow up. And as long as you're consistent, and in the sense that you are showing up on your grid regularly, as long as you are consistent where you go full circle and you answer from the initial message that you sent them in the DMs, and as long as you are very, very familiar with the power of storytelling through your stories, and once you kind of ticked all those boxes, you really are heading the right way for them to start getting to know you, getting to like what they see, and getting to trust you. This is all part of the process. Like I said in yesterday's video, ladies, it's not a overnight win. This is something that may take a little, a few goes and a few attempts for you to really get going with this. But I do know, as a beauty salon owner, there will be times where you are finding yourself quiet. Maybe naturally the business is going through a quiet spell, especially what's going on in the world right now. Maybe you have a no-show or last minute cancellation and you've got time to work on this part of your business. So this part of the training is very much about how to turn those DMs and those conversations into bookings. It will really help you to take those cold leads or those cold chats right the way through to a warm and even a hot lead, which is essentially a booking. So I hope that really helps you. I do also want to just bring up, before we finish today's video lesson, something that we have added to the Beauty Boss Academy. It's called the Vault, and it's basically a place where we create content prompts. The reason I'm mentioning the vault now to you is because, like I said in previous training sessions with you guys, we are expected to know how to create content. Yet we are not graphic designers, we're not marketers, we're not marketing specialists or social media specialists as such, but we're bloody good at what we do in our salon. Yet this part of our business is so important. I'd probably even go on to say probably the most important activity you have to do alongside other parts of your business that you're more familiar with, like stock taking and cleaning and all that kind of stuff. This is way up there with those activities as a boss that you really need to understand and really, hone in on and get focusing on, because this is the area that will grow your business the quickest in the online space, which again is having a massive explosion at the moment, and it's where you're going to really get that impact. So as a member of the Beauty Boss Academy, as well as the monthly business lessons and sessions that we hold very much in the same sort of style as this, as well as the monthly coaching calls and support calls that you will receive from myself, we also have on there what is called the Beauty Boss Vault. And it's that part of the membership which will give you access to ready-made, created content prompts for you to use and apply in your business. Now, the way we create those, or when we come to decide what that piece of content will be, we have very much matched that to whatever the lesson plan or the success kit, is what we've called them in the academy, is going to be about. So for example, this month's success kit is due to land any second, and it's all about using hashtags in the correct way, which ones to avoid, how to use them, what do they really mean, all that kind of stuff. And so to support this month's success kit, what will come in the vault will be supporting hashtags, because some hashtags don't work. Some hashtags have gone 100,000, gone over 100,000. So they're saturated. So you're not going to grow. No one's going to see them. Unless you are armed with this knowledge and education, you're not to know, because like I said, you are not a marketing specialist. You are a beauty boss. So we do have things in place in the Beauty Boss Vault, such as reach out templates, such as caption planning, such as Instagram story prompts ready and made and good to go, hashtags like I suggested a second ago, and helping you with writing emails and getting through to understanding funnels and automations. They are just some of the things that we have coming up in the vault. So I think it's really important that during your time as a business owner, when you're working on your RGAs, your revenue generating activities, you do spend the time to really make sure that your Instagram account looks great from the outside, which is your virtual salon window, your storytelling, which is in stories, which we have covered in previous training on Sell Like a Boss Day 4, and even more so if you really want to take action, where we delved into the brand new feature, or the latest feature, which is just plowing through Instagram at the moment and making everybody super successful if you use them, is the new feature Reels. And I did disclose a Let's Get Real training module last month. Go and check it out. So all of this stuff is really important. It all pulls together to give the impression of your new follower or a potential customer. If you are following them and you are hitting them with the cold lead, you've gone in with the hi, I have the same interest as you, or I can help you, and you take that conversation organically to give you to then start sending them over your high value content, your freebie, and then turn that into a booking. But it really will only work if they get to see you in the story. So they get to get that trust factor. They get to build that likable factor. And the know factor comes from your grid. It really does all pull together very, very nicely indeed. So with all of that, I will leave you to it. I will be in the BBC tonight at 8 p.m. where we will discuss this video and really the training as a whole, because like I say, day 1, day 2 and day 3 is very much, goes hand in hand, and it will only really work for you guys if you put the time in and if you understand and implement everything that we have put in our booklets and ask you to take action across all 3 video sessions. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed my time with you again this week. I will see you tonight.